welcome back or welcome to my channel. I'm Ryder or Zoom's Cake, and yes, I did change my YouTube username. If you have been watching me for a while, I have changed it to something I actually like and will keep in the future, so that's for that. And today we're doing another DIY video, as you can see by the title down below. Sorry if you can hear my fan in the background, it's really hot in my room, so I'm gonna have to deal, unfortunately. But I need a video uploaded, and I've been procrastinating doing this for maybe 3 to 4 months. So we're making it a video. So, if you're a Converse person, you've probably had to deal with this as well. Converse breaking and ripping. Luckily, the outside of my Converse are pretty good, and I've had these since maybe 7th or 8th grade, and I'm graduated now. I graduated last year, 19, so luckily the outside is actually pretty nice. The only issue is, you can't really tell from this angle, you can tell a little bit, is where my heel is, there's a hole. It's just a hole. You can't see it from the back, but it's definitely there on the front. But yeah, like both shoes are completely fine on the outside, but let me show you. But as you can see, I tried to hold it together with duct tape, but clearly that didn't work very well. So I have a hole right where my heel is. And yeah, duct tape did nothing. Unfortunately, it worked for like a day before I started rubbing it off with, like, you know, my socks. And I'm going to sew them. I am going to sew them and hopefully fix it. Without the duct tape, like a huge hole at the heels on both shoes. Yeah, I could use super glue or like shoe glue. My mom suggested that, but the thing is, we both tend to procrastinate things like that, so it'll take longer, and this I can just do myself. So that's what we're doing today, is we're fixing up my shoes. And I do want to do more than just fixing up my shoes. Like with these, I saw a photo on Pinterest. I'll show you a picture. It's like pianos on the sides, and I want to do it with my black Converse. I honestly have a lot of Converse. I have pastel blue Converse, but they're like, I'm pretty sure they're kids, so they fit weird on my feet. Black Converse, red Converse, and I have lavender Converse. Guilty. But with my black Converse, I want to add like piano kind of vibes, because I think that'd be really cute. And my purple Converse, I saw a picture of this on Pinterest that I also kind of want to do. So we might be incorporating that into today's video as well. So that's kind of the layout of this video, what we're going to be doing and such. But the main goal is to fix my shoes, because they've been having a hole in them. Like, this hole has been here for maybe a year or longer, and I haven't fixed it. So we're gonna do that, because I love my black Converse. You can match them with anything. Like my purple and red ones, that's 50-50. And I can't afford new shoes. And with my, like, feet problems, my HEDS, my feet hurt. So if I'm getting new shoes, I'm getting shoes that support my feet better. You know what I mean? Because Converse honestly has no support in it at all. So, but yeah. So what I'm going to be using, I'll show you the materials. So I have pliers. Luckily, I won't have to sew on this part, because this part would be really, really difficult, and I'm dreading the day where the sides eventually rip and I'll have to do that, because I'm already kind of getting like a rip here, as you can kind of tell. But anyways, pliers in case it does get tough, because the fabric I'm using might be a little tough to go through, definitely, which kind of sucks. But this is leather fabric. Leather, I thought, would be the best option because it's not fabric, like, it won't wear down as easily or as fast as like just putting this on in my Converse, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna be using this. It's like a leather material, but it's thick. So hopefully I can sew through that. And if I can't, again, I have pliers. And yeah, so doing that, I have glue to hopefully put it in place because it's in my shoe. I know this is going to be difficult because it's not like I'm adding a patch here, right? I'm adding the patch on the inside. So I can't see if it's covering the hole properly. I can't see if it moves. So this and safety pins, hopefully, will help. And then embroidery thread. I am going to be tying the thread off inside just so you can't see it outside, and hopefully that's not too hard. But I want to do colored thread because if we're adding a difficult patch onto my shoes and you're going to be able to see it on the outside anyways, might as well decorate with it, you know? So I have different colors and we're going to be doing that. I might do purple because purple is my favorite color. Might do blue, who knows, we don't know yet. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. And then scissors, obviously. So that's really all I'm using is thread, scissors, possibly glue. Using leather as the patch because it's thick and sturdy. And then obviously the shoes. So I obviously don't know how big the hole is. I would say the hole is about that big. So I'm going to do this much. I'm just going to do the whole sole, just to be sure that I cover it all, because I don't want to go in and sew it all and go through all this because I know it's going to be hard, and then I haven't covered the hole all the way, or I miss some, or anything like that. So go big or go home. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, so I got the thing here. I'm just gonna cut off probably this much for both oh my lord, can I speak? For both shoes. Okay, so this is our base, you could call it. Since this side is kind of the same texture as the inner, I'm going to do it this side out, where my heel is hitting this side, and this side in. So that's what we're doing, and then I'm just gonna line these up. So that's the bottom. And then I'm going to cut off that much. So this is going to be about our patch size compared to the shoe. I would say that's about pretty good. I might have to cut a bit off at the top, but I'm going to sew the bottom on first just to like get it on there. And then if I need to cut access off from the top, I will, once it's the bottom sewn, so I kind of have like a structure. And I'm gonna cut one out before I start sewing this, because that's really gonna suck if I forget to do that. So I'm gonna do that quickly. So good enough. I'm not a perfectionist. I don't really care as long as it covers the hole. And I will be using embroidery needles because I'm using embroidery thread, and they're thick needles, so hopefully they go through. I would use a smaller needle, but then it's hard to use embroidery thread, and I prefer embroidery thread over floss. That's just my personal opinion. And regular needles tend to break, I've noticed, when you're using rougher fabric, and I don't want anything snapping. So I'm just going to use an embroidery needle. That's what I'm using. So this is way too thick. I thought it would be fine where I could push it in with a bit of struggle. The thing is, I don't have anything to push in my needle. Like, if I use these, I can't use these to push in. I can only use them to pull out. Sorry. My brain. Anyways, and I don't want to hurt myself, so I'm gonna see if I have thinner fabric. And if I don't, here's what I'm gonna do. Is if I don't have thinner fabric, I'm going to basically sew the inside like this. Like embroidery it. I can't say that word. Embroidery it until the hole is closed by just the thread. And then after closing the hole with just the thread, then I'll patch it over top for extra security. So that's my backup plan if I don't have any more like fabric that's thick or durable but can still sew through. So I'll have to look. As you can see, I have a bunch of fabric. The only issue is, like, I could use jean material, but those things fray. You know, like, I don't want to use anything that would fray. I don't want to spend the time sewing up a fray or gluing a fray so it doesn't fray. I don't have anything. So, that's great. The only thing I do kind of have is this, but it's that, I forget what you call this. It's not velvet, but it's velvety, if that makes sense. Like, it's not full velvet. This would get stuck on my sock. Like, if I don't know, I am so bad at explaining. I don't know how to explain it other than it won't rub up against my heel well, and with it being a shoe, that's not gonna work. So I think I'm just gonna do what I said was my backup plan. Is I think I'm just going to embroidery the hole up with the thread, and then I'm going to put a piece of fabric, like just normal t-shirt fabric, over top for extra stability, I think is the word. So we're gonna try that because I have small little weak hands. I can't push the needle through the thick fabric. I can get it through the shoe fine, it's the fabric that's a problem. And I don't have any fabric that would work to my taste and what I would want. So that sucks, but we're gonna work with it. We're still gonna fix my shoes, and we're gonna do the embroidery method and hope that works. You can kind of see what I'm doing, but sorry if you don't really know what's happening. I just am doing the thing I explained earlier, just kind of embroidering over the hole. So that's what I'm doing here. This is actually going surprisingly well, so I'm kind of glad I did this option to begin with. or like anyways. So that's how it's looking so far. And yeah, it's actually going pretty good. The camera is crooked. I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm gonna go over it a few times. Like right now I'm just worrying about covering the hole, but it's actually doing a pretty good job. So I'm just doing the base layer first, and should have done this like to begin with because this is actually working pretty well. For now, I say for now because we don't know how it's gonna hold up. Obviously, like a week down the line of wearing these, I have no idea. Cause yeah, I mean, I've seen people on TikTok sew their shoes, but I don't like know how they do it, you know? So no idea if I'm the first. No idea, dude. It is a bit hard going about this area, but I'll get there.
Turn it up, don't turn it off. Turn me round, put me in my place.
Okay, little update. This part of the heel where the seam is actually pretty easy when you get to all the dips. I think it's because it's not as like thick because of the hole. Like if you feel in the hole, a lot of the shoe is disintegrated in the hole. Like if I wore these for another year, you'd start to see it come from the back. So that's good, but my fingers are definitely raw because I've had a few areas which are tough, like on the sides. Those are still really hard to get through, even if the middle of the thicker part of the shoe is like basically disintegrated on the inside at least. But yeah, I've just been obviously sewing, trying to get that done.
Turn me round, put me in my place. From there, I can see it all.
Okay, I'm officially done one shoe. OMG. It's not the shoe itself. Sorry, my phone was like 20%. It's my period. I'm getting my period soon, and if you know, my back hurts, okay? My back hurts because of that, and sewing also hurts if I do it for long periods at a time. Like, you know, doing this, leaning forward, that kind of thing. So my back is killing me. So we're not going to get both shoes done tonight, or I'm going to do this shoe, relax for a bit, and then do this shoe, because I don't want to I don't want the shoes to feel different, especially with my sensory issues. I don't know how that will feel like with my sensory issues. So I'm hoping that I can rest a bit after doing this, and then I can do the second shoe, and then the kind of base layer patch to make sure it's secure I can do another day. But I'm basically done. This is what the outside looks like. I did blue thread because it's pretty. I don't care what the outside looks like who cares? Who cares? I don't care if it looks ugly. And then I'll show you the inside. That's the inside, so I pretty much did the whole hole. You know, I will have to edit a bit on that side because it is still gaping a little bit. That one side I'll have to touch up. Yeah, definitely have to touch up. But the hole is officially covered, which is great. I'm just gonna tie it at the back, like outside of the shoe, because I left too little thread, so it's gonna be really annoying to sew on inside. And who cares what it looks like on the outside? DIY isn't meant to look perfect. That's why it's DIY. That's why it's punk, why it's all that. And yeah, so one shoe done. I should have done this embroidery method like first off because it's actually pretty easy. So if you're adding holes to your shoe and you have, adding holes, haha. If you're adding like thread to your shoes to cover up holes, and it's like a hard place like this, I would highly recommend doing the embroidery method. Because yeah, getting a patch in there, like, even if I had the materials, it would still be hard. But it still works. It's thick thread. So yeah, and I did notice, kind of like falling apart here as well. So I'm gonna touch that up a little bit. Not today. Cause yeah, but like the thread for this thing is kind of falling apart on the shoe on the back, so anyways, but I would say I'm done for the day, or done for now. So yeah, my thumb is red from the needle. Okay, I've basically kind of finished both shoes, so the backs of both of them, did the insides of both of them. This one had a surprise second hole that I had to sew up. It wasn't like a full hole. It wasn't as bad, but you can tell it's starting to go. There's one in here at the very bottom, but I'll worry about that. I'll decide if I want to do that tomorrow. I'm done for the day, so tomorrow basically I'm just gonna go over them and do it a second time just to make sure it's extra fixed, and then if I feel like it needs it, then I'll go over with a small patch. And yeah, this video is already 20 minutes long, so I might have to do a part 2. Because I don't want this video to be like an hour, 40 minutes is my max for videos. Might have to make a part 2 if I want to decorate all my shoes. But yeah, done for the day. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, which will literally be like 5 seconds for you, not even, but yeah. Okay, it's probably like a few days to a week later. Ignore my hair, it's in braids. But my last clip was me talking about how I finished my Converse and I wore them, I tried them out, and I honestly don't think I need to add a second overlay. Because I did talk about that, where I was thinking about going over it once more with the sewing embroidery I first did, and doing that. I don't think I need to do that. I mean, this one I didn't cover the hole fully on one side, so I'm gonna have to go over that one day, just because I didn't cover it properly and I don't want it falling apart on me. So I'm gonna have to do that shoe at some point. But I also talked about decorating my shoes, so that's what we're gonna do. So I showed a picture at the beginning of the video of kind of what I wanted to do with my black Converse, but I'll show it again just to get the memory back. But yeah, I wanted to do it with my black Converse because pianos are black, and yeah. So I'm gonna do it with these, and just like, so I'm gonna be doing that. I have 2 Sharpies with me. I have a fat one. This is the only fat one I have. It's like not the usual fat one, and then I have a thin tip for the smaller lines. So hopefully this will be fine to do the thicker lines and it won't be like too thick. Just because this is like a thicker than a thick Sharpie. So yeah, these are my two weapons I will be using. And yeah, so let's just get started with that. And just in case I forget to show a picture of what I will be doing, because I have been guilty of that before. The picture I mean on Pinterest, I'm gonna be doing something like that. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of doing the lines. That's the first line. Just to get like a basis of what I'm doing. I don't know how I can kind of show it. I think that's good. So I'll just time lapse this process.
So beautiful, the world is turning fast. Got too many plans, but you are.
And so far, and it's already coming together. I will say I tend to hyperfixate on things. So when I was in like an emo phase, I painted checkers onto these, and you can see I painted it over because I didn't like it anymore. You can see the paint chips. So these shoes have literally been with me forever, like through a lot, and now it's going through some more with me. So hell yeah. I will say I wish I could show you what I'm doing, but there's no way to like show you unless I'm doing this, and that will be like really difficult, so I apologize. You can definitely see me change the angle a few times where my camera is, and yeah, I'm definitely trying to show you the best I can of what I'm doing, but I apologize if you still can't really tell what I'm doing. My bad.
Eyes found mine, and I said, there's a record spinning in my mind.
A new Sharpie because my one died, but we're back at it.
With scratches on my B-side, you're a record spinning in my mind.
Okay, I don't know if it's because of my shoes. Like, I don't know if it's because they're dirty and I didn't wipe them down beforehand, but the Sharpie just isn't working anymore. Like, you can kind of see it there. Like, here's where it died out and I was able to refill it with the other Sharpie, but then it started to die out again, even this one. So I'm like, I don't know. Because, like, I didn't paint it. I don't think I painted it, but there's, like, some weird... There's, like, hard, pasty stuff in this area. So I think that's what's effing up the marker, but I don't know what that's from because that's not paint. I have no idea. So I'm gonna try to use this black marker, which has a fat and a thin tip. My only issue, right, is these are shoes. They go out in all sort of weather, rain, mud, whatever. And this is an alcohol base marker. So I don't know how it will hold up if it's raining, for example. But, like, I don't have a choice. So we're gonna try this. And I doubt it'll dry up. It's just this one part, and then I'm sure I can go back to Sharpie. I don't know what's up with that one part. There's like something pasty, and I don't remember painting that area at all, so I have no idea. So we're gonna try this, and hopefully it holds up well, and then time will tell. Time will tell if it holds up. Also, I apologize for the glare, because it's like, wow, you can only look at the sun because it's so bright. But it's hot as out here. So even though I live in Canada and our hot is like cold to some people, It's really hot, so that's why you're gonna have to deal. Sorry. Okay, first side down. This side is the Sharpie. This side is the alcohol marker. I feel like the alcohol marker actually looks better. But again, I don't know how it holds. Like, because you can see the Sharpie looks more blotchy and blue, and the alcohol marker looks more like sustained, I think is the right word. So yeah. But it's cute, I love it. While that shoe is drying, I'm moving on to the left shoe. That was the right shoe. So this video isn't 40 minutes long, which it probably already will be. I'm just gonna skip past this part, not gonna time lapse it. You've already got some time lapse time, so I'll show you the end results when I'm done. And I really love it already. Like, I love it so much. It looks so good. We love it. I'm done. I'm officially done. Super cute. I really love them. I really do. It is adorable. It is so cute. I don't know why there's so much space left on this side when there isn't on any other side. That lighting is pissing me off. That's good. Okay. And these are them. I really love them. It's so cute. Yeah, the shoes, so adorable, so cute. And I did it for free because I already had Sharpies, but Sharpies are like $1 or something. But yeah, well, I used this, but you know what I mean. But yeah, super cute. I love them so much. I love them so much. Well, this is officially the outro to this video. Yeah. So I know we did one shoe, and I will definitely be making a part 2 to this video because I do want to do my red Converse and my purple Converse as well at some point. And we only really worked on my black Converse, but I don't want this video to be like 2 hours long or like a full hour long. So this is just what we're doing for today's video, and I hope you enjoyed anyways, me fixing up my shoe and decorating it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed anyways, and if you did enjoy, leave a like to this video, maybe subscribe to see more of me and my content, especially if you're interested in that part 2 of the shoe video. I can't say when it will come out because I am bad with, I guess, time frames, but I will definitely make this a second video at some point, so stay tuned for that whenever it comes out. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you some sort of inspiration, helped inspire someone, I don't know. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.